to FCE preparation together, and let's continue Unit 3, Friends and Relations, part Listening and Speaking. You can get this book following link below. So, task 3.3a, Telling Stories. Before you listen to the recording, look at these pictures and see if you can guess what happened to the man in the two stories. Listen to the stories and number the pictures to show the correct order of each story. First story. Well, this friend of my brother's called Alex, and he was a medical student. He was getting married the next day and he was having a night out, with his friends, his last night of freedom before the big day. Well, anyway, he got quite drunk and fell asleep before the end of the party. So his friends, supposed friends, took him back to the hospital and put both his legs in plaster, from hip to toe. I know, so when he woke up the next morning, he was in bed at home and his best man was there, and so he says, "Well, look, you are very lucky. You had a bad fall last night at the party and it was a good thing we were there because we were able to get you to the hospital." Well, so he went through the whole wedding ceremony at the church on crutches, and then there was a reception, and he was still on the crutches.
What did his wife say?
I don't know, I guess she just accepted it like everybody else, I suppose. So, everybody else thought it was hilarious. So now his friends were then going to tell him the truth. But they decided that they were going to wait till he and his new wife got to the hotel in Spain, where they were going to spend their honeymoon.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it gets worse actually. Now, Alex suspected that his friends would play some trick on him. So he gave them the phone number of a hotel in Spain, whereas in fact they were going to a hotel in Greece for their honeymoon. So his friends couldn't contact him till he got back from honeymoon 2 weeks later. So he spent the entire honeymoon.
Oh, so he spent the whole honeymoon.
Yes. Second story. This friend of my brother, called Andrew, was going to spend Christmas with his girlfriend and her parents. Now, he hadn't met her parents before, so he was really nervous, like you can imagine, I think. Anyway, he was going to drive down to their house from the north, and the plan was that he was going to arrive very late on the Christmas Eve. So his girlfriend said she'd leave the back door open so he wouldn't have to ring the bell and wake people up and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, what happened was he arrived at the house at about 2 o'clock in the morning. The street lights were off, but he worked out which house was number 31 Forest Avenue, because it was too dark to read the numbers on the front door, but it was next to number 29, so he knew, of course, that it was going to be the right one, okay?
Right, so then what happened?
I'll tell you what happened. He went round the back, but the door was locked. And because he didn't want to wake them up, he saw there was a window open. Now he was just able, to climb in and open the back door to get his things. So that's what he did. Well, after that drive, he was quite hungry and everything, so he helped himself to some food from the fridge, like you would. And he had a can of beer, a bit of drink, all the rest of it. And then, of course, he crept upstairs, not wanting to wake anyone up. And the first door he opened was a guest room, okay? So naturally enough, he got undressed and went to sleep. Well, the next morning, Christmas Day, he woke up quite late. He was late the night before. And so he woke up late Christmas morning, went downstairs in his dressing gown to say hello to his girlfriend, meet the parents, have breakfast, and give them all their presents, okay? Now listen to this. He opened the kitchen door, he's got his arms full of wrapped presents, calls out, "Merry Christmas, everyone!" But there was no one in that room that he knew. There was a man and a woman and two little kids sitting at the kitchen table staring at him with their mouths open wide in astonishment.
So what had happened?
Well, he was at number 27 Forest Avenue.
Oh no, that's brilliant.
Yes. Okay, and you have two tasks, two homework, 24 on page 194. Imagine that a friend of yours was the man in this story. The pictures are in the wrong order. Work out what happened. And 31, imagine also that a friend of yours was one of the people in this story. Winter, and the pictures are in the wrong order. Work out what happened. And let's share our stories below this video. It will be interesting, I think. Okay, and next unit 4 we'll have time off. So let's continue next video.